This was in the early 1990s. I was in my 30s and had been a police officer for between 5 and 10 years. So no longer a rookie, but not yet a cagey Wiley veteran. From my recollection of the weather, I'm going to say it was late August or possibly early September. I lived at the time in a small house in the town of St. Mary's, a town of about 5,000 people in southwestern Ontario, near Stratford. I was off duty and I was by myself at home. Around dusk, I received a phone call from my girlfriend's mother. My girlfriend's parents owned a farm north of St. Mary's on a concession road between the village of Sebringville and the village of Avonton. Typical family farm for that area, probably about 100 acres. My girlfriend's mother told me that she had seen a light or an object moving fairly slowly across her farm and headed towards St. Mary's. She said it was not moving quickly, and she guessed it would be over St. Mary's in 10 or 15 minutes. I got really excited. I had never seen a UFO or anything in the sky that did not have an obvious explanation, but I've always wanted to see something like that. So I grabbed my binoculars and I stepped outside onto my front porch. Looking from my porch towards my girlfriend's parents' farm, my view was partially obstructed by a line of trees. So I climbed up onto the roof of my house. It was a small bungalow, and that put me, sitting on the peak of the roof, that put me maybe 20 feet higher than the ground, and it was enough that I could see over the trees. I looked in the direction of the farm, but didn't see anything unusual. I looked again through the binoculars, and I could see a light in the sky, but it was not in the direction that I had anticipated. So if it was the same object that my girlfriend's mother had seen, apparently it had changed its route and appeared to me to be coming from the direction of Stratford, as if it was following Highway 7 towards St. Mary's. It was round, possibly a sphere or orb, and it was yellow. I watched for a while and it was getting larger, which I assumed meant that it was getting closer and just appeared to grow in size. Soon it was close enough that I didn't need the binoculars. I couldn't hear anything that would explain its propulsion, no engine noise or anything like that. It wasn't the moon or a star or a planet. It was too low in the sky to be and moving too slowly to be an airplane, even a small one. I remember thinking that it could possibly be a helicopter with a round yellow light mounted in front, but from that distance I should have been able to hear a helicopter, and I heard nothing unusual. I think maybe digital cameras were out by then, but I didn't have one, and I didn't drag my 35mm with me up onto the roof, so I didn't get any photographs. Also, this is before cell phones, and I didn't want to stop watching long enough to climb down and go into the house to make a phone call. I continued to watch. It got closer, and its shape started to change. From a round orb or sphere, it began to elongate on its right side, my left, into an oblong. It was the McDonald's split. Eventually it passed almost directly over my house, close enough that I could hear the propellers and I could see the two pilots in its gondola. And they could see me. I know this because they waved at me. Well, I saw a guy sitting on his roof. You didn't have to be Einstein to figure out why. I waved back. I might even have given them the thumbs up. I don't remember. These photos I found online are slightly different from what I saw. I recall the word pizza being on the side of the blimp along with their name and logo. McDonald's had introduced personal-sized pizzas to their menu, at least in Canada, and I guess they were using the blimp to advertise. I am very glad that I didn't call anybody.